In Okinawa, Japan, people in their 90s still ride bicycles to the market, not because they have to, but because they can. What's their secret? It's not one magic food or supplement. It's a way of living that quietly defies aging itself. Before we dive in, ask yourself this. If you could borrow one daily habit from the world's longest living culture, what would it be? Peace of mind, sharp memory, or strength that lasts into your 80s? By the end of this video, you'll know which one you need most and how to start it tomorrow morning. Have you ever noticed how time feels different in Japan? There's a quiet rhythm that runs through their days, unhurried, deliberate, almost sacred. In the early mornings of Kyoto, shopkeepers sweep their doorsteps with care. In Okinawa, elders stroll to the market at sunrise, exchanging soft greetings. There's no rush, no multitasking, just presence. Modern science now affirms what their culture has practiced for centuries. Chronic stress accelerates cellular aging by shortening telomeres, the protective ends of our DNA. But people who live intentionally, who slow down and focus on one task at a time, show stronger immunity, lower cortisol, and even better heart health. It's the biology of serenity. In Japan, slow doesn't mean lazy, it means alive. When you prepare tea with focus or fold clothes with intention, you're not wasting time, you're expanding it. Every slow ritual is a conversation with your body that says you are safe. And that safety, repeated daily, becomes youth in motion. What truly keeps a person young? In Japan, it's not just healthy habits, it's ikigai, a reason for being. In the fishing villages of Okinawa, you'll find elders well into their 90s still mending nets or tending small gardens. Not out of necessity, but because it gives them meaning. Researchers from the Blue Zones Project discovered that people with a strong sense of purpose live, on average, 7 years longer. Why? Because purpose releases dopamine, lowers inflammatory markers, and keeps the brain's reward circuits active. It's mental fitness disguised as joy. Ikigai doesn't need to be grand or glamorous. It might be your morning walk, a creative hobby, or caring for a loved one. What matters is that it gives your day direction. Western cultures often define aging as decline, but in Japan, it's seen as refinement. The older you grow, the more clearly your ikigai takes shape. That quiet sense of contribution is the heartbeat of longevity. Imagine sitting down to a meal that looks more like art than indulgence. Small bowls of miso soup, a little rice, steamed greens, a few slices of grilled fish. It's not a feast, yet you finish feeling complete. That's the Japanese approach. Nourishment without excess. Unlike the diet trends that come and go, their food culture is rooted in balance and gratitude. The rule, hara hachi bu, eat until you're 80% full, isn't a diet. It's self-awareness. It trains you to stop before the body feels heavy, preserving energy for digestion and longevity. Harvard researchers found that those who follow traditional Japanese eating patterns have significantly lower rates of obesity, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Fermented foods like natto and miso feed the gut microbiome, boosting immunity and mental health. Green tea offers catechins that protect cells from oxidative stress, nature's own anti-aging shield. The deeper lesson? Food in Japan is never a fight. It's a relationship built on respect. You don't eat to fill time or silence emotion. You eat to connect with life itself. A slower rhythm, a reason for being, and nourishment rooted in mindfulness. These form the quiet architecture of graceful aging. Yet there's another dimension Japan has mastered: how movement, community, and mental harmony weave these habits into one effortless flow. Across Japan, movement isn't punishment, it's poetry. Elderly neighbors in Osaka begin their mornings with Ragio Taiso, gentle group stretches broadcast on national radio since the 1920s. The exercises are simple, rhythmic, and synchronized. Young and old move together in quiet unity. There are no gym memberships, no competition, just community motion. Science calls this low-intensity consistency. According to Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology, older adults who engage in light daily activity like walking, gardening, cycling, maintain better balance, stronger hearts, and sharper cognition than those who exercise sporadically at higher intensity. One researcher described it beautifully. In Japan, fitness isn't a session, it's a lifestyle. This is the bridge between stillness and strength. Movement here is meditation in motion, a way to inhabit the body with gratitude, not pressure. When you move gently every day, you don't fight aging. You befriend it. Walk through any Japanese neighborhood at dusk, and you'll hear it. The hum of togetherness. Elders chatting outside small shops, children walking home in groups, families sharing dinner. Loneliness. One of the biggest predictors of premature aging is quietly countered by culture itself. Studies from the University of Tokyo show that seniors with strong social ties have up to a 50% lower risk of functional decline. But in Japan, connection goes deeper than friendship. It's woven into daily life through moai, informal social groups that meet regularly to share meals, support, and laughter. Chronic isolation increases mortality risk as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Meanwhile, belonging releases oxytocin, lowering blood pressure and stress. Graceful aging isn't just about personal health, it's communal. The Japanese remind us that growing older together is the surest way to stay young at heart. From bonsai gardens to tatami rooms that open onto courtyards, Japan's spaces breathe. Their homes, temples, and even city parks reflect Shizen, harmony with nature. The idea is simple. When your environment is calm, your nervous system follows. Researchers at Chiba University found that just 15 minutes of forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku, reduces cortisol by 16% and boosts immune cell activity by over 25%. The natural scents of cedar and pine activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and restore mode. Urban planners in Tokyo even design pocket parks near schools and offices so people can step briefly into greenery between tasks. It's an environmental cue that reminds citizens, slow down, breathe, reconnect. We often seek anti-aging creams, but the real youth serum might be sunlight filtering through leaves. Nature in Japan isn't a backdrop. It's therapy available to everyone, every day. If the Japanese body ages slowly, it's because the Japanese mind moves gently. Practices like seated meditation and the tea ceremony teach emotional neutrality, a calm acceptance of impermanence known as mono no aware, the beauty of passing things. Neuroscientists at Kyoto University have found that consistent meditation alters gray matter density in areas responsible for emotional regulation. Less reactivity means fewer spikes in cortisol, and that translates directly to slower biological aging. Even daily etiquette, bowing, pausing before speaking, thanking the inanimate, cultivates mindfulness through micro moments of respect. It's not spirituality locked in temples, it's grace practiced in kitchens. When emotion flows like water, neither clinging nor resisting, stress dissolves faster. You feel lighter, younger, more grounded. Aging gracefully isn't about resisting time. It's about meeting it with calm eyes and a steady breath. So far, we've uncovered the physical and emotional pillars of Japanese longevity: movement, connection, and serenity. Yet one more element completes the circle: the subtle art of balance between tradition and innovation, showing that grace isn't static, it evolves. Japan's relationship with aging isn't frozen in time, it evolves. Walk through Tokyo's wellness centers and you'll see something remarkable. elderly citizens using smart devices not to escape reality, but to enhance connection. A 92-year-old woman checks her blood pressure on a smartphone app, then joins her friends online for virtual Raggio Taiso. This fusion of heritage and technology shows a crucial truth. Graceful aging doesn't mean resisting progress. It means integrating it. Japanese culture preserves the wisdom of the past while embracing the tools of the present. Even robotic caregiving assistants, now common in senior homes, are designed to support independence rather than replace human warmth. Researchers from Keio University call this assisted autonomy. Older adults who use tech to stay socially and physically engaged report higher satisfaction and cognitive performance. The lesson? You can honor tradition while adapting to change. That's the real essence of longevity, staying curious as the world keeps moving. In a culture that values effort, Japan also honors recovery. Nemuri, or the art of good sleep, is woven into their health philosophy. Soft futons, minimal clutter, warm baths before bed, all designed to invite deep rest. Even in Nemuri, the cultural acceptance of napping in public reflects balance, resting when the body asks without shame. Modern science supports this ancient respect for sleep. A study from Osaka University found that adults who consistently sleep 7 to 8 hours per night have 30% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and improved insulin sensitivity. More strikingly, restorative sleep enhances the glymphatic system, the brain's own detox process, clearing out proteins linked to Alzheimer's. In Japan, rest isn't laziness, it's maintenance. Like tending a bonsai, you care for the body gently and regularly. When rest becomes ritual, not reward, aging slows not just in appearance, but at the cellular level. Every morning in Japan begins with small thank yous to the meal, the weather, even the tools of work. This quiet gratitude isn't sentimental, it's structural. It keeps perspective anchored in appreciation, not anxiety. Psychologists at the University of Tokyo discovered that people who keep gratitude journals show higher heart rate variability, a marker of strong emotional resilience and longevity. Gratitude physically regulates the nervous system. Studies in both Japan and the US confirm gratitude increases serotonin and reduces inflammation, a biological mirror of emotional peace. In Western culture, gratitude is often spoken. In Japan, it's performed through bows, pauses, and rituals. These gestures keep the heart humble and the mind calm. Gratitude shifts focus from what's missing to what's meaningful, and that subtle shift may be one of the simplest anti-aging tools we have. In Japan, aging isn't an ending, it's a second spring. Many elders launch new hobbies, start small businesses, or volunteer in community gardens after retirement. This period even has a poetic name, Niban no Jinsei, second life. Rather than resisting the passage of time, they reinterpret it. Studies from Nagoya University show that those who engage in post-retirement learning activities retain better cognitive flexibility and slower hippocampal shrinkage. Learning, they say, literally keeps the brain young. It's a reminder that we are not meant to fade quietly, but to evolve continually. The Japanese treat later life as a blank page, one waiting for softer, wiser lines. That second wind is the proof that purpose never expires. It just changes form. Walk into a Japanese home and you'll feel it, the peace of simplicity. Every object has its place. Every corner speaks of intention. The concept of seiketsu, or purity through cleanliness, goes beyond hygiene. It's emotional clarity expressed through environment. Neuroscientists at Tohoku University found that cluttered spaces increase cortisol and heart rate variability, while orderly environments trigger dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Simply put, tidiness relaxes the mind. Cleaning, for many Japanese elders, is not a chore, but a meditation. The daily act of sweeping, folding, or polishing teaches attentiveness and self-respect. As Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "When you clean, you yourself become clean." In that moment of care, the mind quiets, the breath slows, and stress dissipates. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. And presence, more than anything, is what makes aging graceful. So far, we've seen how Japan weaves purpose, rest, and ritual into longevity. But beneath it all lies one final layer, a cultural mindset that reshapes how aging itself is perceived, turning it from a fear into an art form. In the West, aging is often something to hide. In Japan, it's something to honor. The philosophy of wabi-sabi teaches that beauty lies in impermanence, in cracks, in wrinkles, in the quiet dignity of things that have lived. But chipped teacup becomes more precious after years of use, not less. So too does a face that has smiled through time. Psychologists studying aesthetic appreciation at Kyoto University found that people who internalize wabi-sabi principles report higher self-acceptance and lower anxiety about aging. It shifts focus from perfection to presence. Every line, every mark on the skin is a story of life experienced fully. The Japanese don't seek to erase those marks. They see them as proof of endurance and grace. Wabi-sabi reminds us, youth is a moment, but beauty is a lifetime. When we embrace imperfection, we stop aging against ourselves and begin aging with ourselves. In Japan, elders aren't sidelined. They're central. Children learn from a young age to bow to seniors, to listen before speaking, to honor experience. Entire villages celebrate Respect for the Aged Day, a national holiday where elders are visited, thanked, and cherished. This reverence isn't ceremonial. It's cultural scaffolding that upholds dignity. When people feel valued, they stay healthier, both mentally and physically. Studies from Japan's Ministry of Health show that seniors with strong intergenerational relationships have lower rates of depression and greater longevity. In many Western countries, aging can bring isolation. In Japan, it brings identity. The elder is not a burden, but a bearer of wisdom, a living library of memory and meaning. That sense of belonging can extend life as much as any diet or exercise routine. Respect is medicine for the spirit. There's another secret quietly embedded in Japan's outlook: optimism. Not loud or forced, but steady and realistic. The Japanese phrase shikata ga nai means it cannot be helped, but not in defeat. It's acceptance, a calm response to life's uncertainty. Researchers at Tohoku University have found that older adults with high emotional acceptance markers have up to 23% lower risk of cognitive decline. Their brains maintain more stable levels of serotonin and dopamine, the neurotransmitters of mood and motivation. Optimism in Japan isn't the denial of hardship. It's the refusal to let hardship harden you. That quiet resilience turns everyday challenges into opportunities for patience. When you age with acceptance, the mind stays flexible and the body follows. The face softens, the heart opens, and the years seem lighter. The Japanese idea of kanso, simplicity, runs through every part of life. Clean lines, uncluttered spaces, modest meals, short conversations. Simplicity isn't about lack, it's about clarity. By reducing noise, the senses sharpen, and gratitude deepens. Neuroscience supports this aesthetic. A study in environmental psychology found that minimalist spaces lower amygdala activity, the part of the brain tied to stress. When visual chaos decreases, so does emotional overload. That's why Japanese interiors, gardens, and even packaging feel so peaceful. They're designed to calm the mind. In a world overflowing with stimulation, simplicity restores depth. It turns ordinary moments, sipping tea, listening to rain, into small sanctuaries. When life quiets down, you begin to hear what matters again. That, too, is longevity. A clear heart beating steadily in a calm world. Midway through life, many people begin to fade. But in Japan, this is where a new form of energy awakens. Elders join community dance groups, plant trees, even learn digital art. They call this phase Ikigai no Saikai, reunion with purpose. Neuroscientist Dr. Akira Tanaka describes it this way. When people find meaning again after 60, their prefrontal cortex, the brain's motivation center, lights up like it did decades earlier. That's measurable vitality. It's why you see silver-haired volunteers rebuilding temples, teaching crafts, or tending city gardens. Purpose becomes power. Activity driven by meaning protects not just the body, but identity. The Japanese model tells us aging gracefully isn't about slowing down. It's about realigning energy toward joy instead of ambition. We've uncovered how mindset, beauty, and simplicity shape Japan's relationship with time. Now let's explore how these timeless principles influence the modern world and what anyone, anywhere, can do to bring a little of that Japanese grace into daily life. The beauty of Japan's longevity habits is that none require a plane ticket. You can slow down your mornings. You can eat with attention. You can pause before speaking or thank the day before sleeping. These small gestures, repeated daily, become your quiet anchors. Start with one ritual, perhaps your own version of tea time, where the only rule is no distractions. Or try the Harahachi-bu approach to meals. Stop eating just before you feel full. Over weeks, your body relearns balance. Experts from Stanford's Center for Longevity call these microbehavioral anchors, small, repeatable actions that stabilize mood, lower blood pressure, and promote healthy aging. The Japanese have simply mastered them through culture, but you can do it through choice. Grace doesn't live in geography. It lives in how you move, breathe, and pay attention. In most of the world, aging is seen as decline, a slow fading. In Japan, it's seen as refinement, a process of deepening rather than diminishing. Like a well-used calligraphy brush or a stone polished by water, people are meant to gather softness, not dust. Gerontologists at Kyoto University found that seniors who hold positive beliefs about aging live an average of 7.5 years longer than those with negative perceptions. That's the psychological effect of dignity. When you see each decade as an expansion rather than a contraction, your physiology follows. The Japanese language even reflects this mindset. There's no direct translation for anti-aging. The closest phrase is byoseikatsu, beautiful living. Not fighting time, but living beautifully through it. That subtle linguistic shift changes everything. You're not aging out, you're growing in. Behind Japan's serenity lies structure, gentle rituals that give rhythm to chaos. From morning shrine visits to evening baths, from folding the futon to lighting incense, these rituals tell the nervous system all is well. Researchers in behavioral neuroscience note that repetitive, predictable actions reduce uncertainty, one of the brain's biggest sources of stress. That's why rituals, no matter how small, lower anxiety and boost focus. Bathing culture, for example, isn't just about cleanliness. The onsen, natural hot spring, promotes circulation, eases inflammation, and enhances sleep quality. But it also creates community. People bathe together, talk softly, reconnect. It's physical therapy blended with social care. If life feels scattered, ritual is how you bring it back together. The Japanese don't wait for peace. They practice it, one small routine at a time. Modern neuroscience is now catching up to what Japan's wisdom has whispered for centuries. Calm isn't passive, it's active. The prefrontal cortex, the region tied to decision-making, stays sharper when trained through mindfulness and measured breathing. A landmark study from Osaka University showed that adults who meditate or engage in slow, mindful tasks daily have brain scans similar to those 7 to 10 years younger. Their gray matter density remains stable, and inflammation markers drop dramatically. In short, Serenity is biology's best anti-aging tool. It slows cellular wear, strengthens immunity, and stabilizes hormones. The Japanese don't meditate to escape life, they meditate to experience it more fully. Each breath is a quiet rebellion against chaos. If there's one word that captures Japan's graceful longevity, it's wa, harmony. Harmony with time, with nature, with others, with oneself. It's not perfection, it's alignment. Harmony means you move with life, not against it. You eat with gratitude, rest with intention, speak with softness. You find balance between effort and ease. The people of Japan have shown that longevity isn't about resisting age. It's about learning how to live lightly. From ikigai to wabi-sabi, from connection to calm, each piece fits together like threads in silk. The result is a culture that doesn't just live long, it lives beautifully. And that, perhaps, is the real secret the rest of the world has been searching for. So what can we take from Japan's quiet brilliance? That slowing down is not wasting time, that purpose heals, that gratitude strengthens, that beauty doesn't fade, it matures. To age gracefully isn't to hold on to youth, it's to cultivate peace. Start with one habit, one moment of stillness, one small bow to the present. The rest will follow, because aging well is not a race, it's an art. And in Japan, they've been perfecting it for centuries. If you found this journey meaningful, share it with someone you love. Maybe someone who could use a little more calm, a little more balance, or a little more belief in the beauty of aging. Subscribe for more stories that bridge science and wisdom, and remind us that health is not just how long we live, but how gracefully we do it.